Hi everyone, Ashlyn here from Minister for Happiness and welcome to this week's story time. Each Sunday I share an inspiring story, one for you to reflect upon and hopefully take the lesson into your life. And this week's story is one about a philosophy professor, so I hope you enjoy it. A professor of philosophy stood before his class with some items on his desk. When the class began, he picked up a large empty jar and proceeded to fill it with some rocks. When the jar was full to the brim, he then asked the students if the jar was full. They agreed it was by nodding and saying yes. So the professor picked up a box of pebbles and began to pour them into the jar. He shook the jar lightly and watched the pebbles roll into the gaps and spaces between the rocks. The professor then turned to his students and asked again, "Is the jar full?" Some of the students giggled at this and they again nodded their heads and said, "Yeah, it's definitely full this time." Then the professor picked up a box of sand and began to pour it into the jar. The sand slowly filled the remaining gaps and spaces in the jar. "Now," said the professor, "I want you to recognize that this jar signifies your life. The rocks are the truly important things, such as your family, your friends, your relationships, and your health. If all else is lost, then the rocks are the most important things and your life will still be meaningful. The pebbles are the other things in your life that matter to you, such as your work, your hobbies, your education. The sand signifies the remaining small stuff as such, and the material possessions you own. If you put sand into the jar first, there will be no room for the pebbles and the rocks. The same can be applied to your lives. If you spend all your time and energy on the small stuff, you will never have room for the things that really truly matter. Pay attention to the things in your life that are critical to your happiness and well-being. Take time to get checkups with the doctor. Play with your children or kids who are important to you. Go for walks in nature and write cards to your family and friends who you don't see or who don't live nearby. Because don't worry, the things like work and fixing that thing or decorating your house, those things will always be there. Take care of the rocks first, the things that really matter. Set your priorities. The rest is just pebbles and sand. So I really like this particular story and I hope, the lesson is in it. I hope you take this lesson into your week and the rest of your life and give your focus to the rocks, the things that really truly are the solid foundations of your well-being and your happiness in life, your family, your friends, and your health and well-being. There is nothing more important. The pebbles and the sand, the other stuff, we can live without them. They're nice to have, but they're not the priority. So, as always, I would ask you to like and share this story because you never know who this will speak to. You never know who might need to hear this lesson this week. I know for sure that every time I hear it, it reinforces that the important things are really the rocks. So until next Sunday, please stay healthy, stay happy, and stay safe. Bye.